Don't you just love automatic ore processing? So, as you can see, I finally made some progress. Just a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'm quite happy with the progress I got to show today. So I've dived into Mekanism a little more, and we've got two new machines. We've got the basic enriching factory and the basic smelting factory. And as you saw, basically, if we're going to compare this to Film Foundation, which is what we got in the basement just above, this is like our pulverizer. This will take an ore and turn it into two of its relative dust. This one here is, well, it's a furnace. It's pretty much as it seems. It takes dust, turns it into ingots. Now, you may notice there's some funny looking cable disappearing into the ceiling. And this is from Applied Energistics. And what this is basically doing is it's importing any ores found in the system. Well, the ores I've specified in here. It's grabbing these ores stored anywhere in the system and putting it into this machine. This machine is set up by auto eject, and it's config here. So input from the top, which is where this is, and output to the right, which is where this is. And then this is yeah, inputted from the left and outputting up. Now this one doesn't need the auto eject because this import bus will automatically pull out of here. And as you can see, I've left this without an item. This basically means it will pull anything and everything out of here, essentially. Now you may be wondering why I've only got about 7 ores in here. This is because this is like the first of many I want to say like production lines, kind of. I don't know if that's the right word. But basically there's going to be many lines of machines in this room, right? I'm saving this area back here for crafting CPUs, which I'll get into once I've done it. But basically what these two are doing is any ores which can be turned into dust and then their ingot straight away is being processed here. And that's what these two machines will only be doing. It's only ores into dust, into ingots. Now, there are some ores, such as galena, aluminium, black quartz, which they don't play well with that setup. And I can show you here. So if I grab black quartz, right, and we run back down into the basement, if I put black quartz into here, let's just put one in each slot, you can see it just gets stuck. Black quartz is in its final form here. It can only be put into an enrichment factory or enriching factory and then turn it into quartz. It doesn't get smelted, right? Which is fine. We just need another line to do this, essentially. So we're just going to have different machines for different purposes. Although I'm not currently the most wealthiest Steve in Minecraft. So I can't afford to do it just yet, and I figured what we've currently got set up is the most important one to have, or at least to start with. Now, you may be wondering why the below system is important or why it's needed. Well, basically, here I have an ender chest. As you can see, it is quite filled. Basically, what I've done is I've set this import bus to only pull out cobblestone. So if I grab a bunch of andesite, for example, I'm sure a bunch of cobblestone will fly in, and then this lovely import bus will take any cobblestone out. The reason why I've done this is because our ME system isn't the most, or isn't the biggest system there is, right? It has very limited storage. But what I have done is I've got an infinite barrel here storing all the cobble we could ever need to store. But basically, I want this to be fully automatic, right? I want ores to come in, ores to get processed, ingots to get stored, and then, you know, everything else to be stored. And by the way, I should probably explain, there's another ender chest with these same colors, blue, pink, on my quarry out front, which has now been relocated and is started up again. Don't ask why it's blue, pink. Those are just the colors I had on hand when I was making it. And I want this to be, you know, I don't want to have to deal with this myself. I want the quarry to run, whatever, you know, blocks come in, the relative processing happens automatically, and then it's all stored away without any intervention from me, right? And these blocks down below is like kind of the first step of this. Again, storage upgraded, or storage upgrades are needed, and then we'll be well on our way. And if we take a run into this little in-between layer here, you can see we've actually finally upgraded our flux ducts. We actually skipped one. We went straight from leadstone to, if I can type, So we skipped out hardened and we went straight to redstone energy, as these are not too bad to make. It's electrum, fused quartz, and as you can see here, it's destabilized redstone, which you can do in a magma crucible. And this is the little setup I made here. I didn't really think this would... Oh, I struggled for room up here. So I just put them here, kind of out of the way, and because I only need these, you know, now and again, and there's no issue having them here. So what I've done is any core line is now upgraded to redstone energy flux, and what I mean by that is kind of imagine like a main, like a highway, right? So my highway is the redstone energy flux ducts, and then the little side roads coming off of it are the leadstone flux ducts, if that makes sense. So there's one main line of this throughout the base, and then when it comes to like little processes that require power, such as these machines up here, which won't be used a lot, even if all of them were running at the same time, you know, a leadstone can handle it. Or these machines are very much secondary. These are like for my personal use, but the machines down here are very much key. These machines are primary. So what I've done is I've put redstone energy flux ducts straight to these as well. But these still actually struggle. So these guys are fully upgraded for speed and energy. So that means they will process 10 times faster and store 10 times the amount of energy. Because if it's processing faster, it needs to have that energy locally, right? So this has 120,000 RF in each block. And it does burn through that quite significantly. And this poor little 9,000 RF per tick pipe going to both of them actually struggles to keep up. Now, a counter argument for this, or a counterpoint, is these machines will not constantly be active, because they'll be running in what I like to call real time, right? So a few ores will come in at a time. These will then be instantly processed. It might go into a power deficit, like power will be used in the storage, but then that power should be refilled by the time more ores come in. I mean, it depends how fast the quarry is running, how many quarries are running, but we should be fine. Another idea I've had is to actually put energy cells under here, so that basically we can upgrade said energy cells and put them, you know, facing up, or so the output, like one energy cell outputs into one machine, and that way they have an extended basically buffer of power just right where they need it. And if we put the hardened energy cell up there, if we run over here real quick, we'll see that each machine could have 9,000 RF per tick dedicated to it, rather than having one pipe or one flux duct come out of here, run down, and then get split between the two, if that makes sense. So basically, if we have two energy cells, one here, each with an output upwards, and then this flux duct runs underneath them to fill up those two energy cells, each machine will get 9,000 RF per tick. Whereas currently it has to share the bandwidth, if that makes sense. And so each machine can at most pull 4,500. Or if, for example, this one pulls 9,000, this one will not be topped up. I hope that makes sense. So because of this nice little flux duct upgrade, this flux plug can now transfer up to 9,000 RF per tick into our flux network we have. And because we currently only have one flux point over on the quarry in that direction, that flux point can now power the quarry for up to 9,000 RF per tick as well. You know, if we add any other points in the future, you know, this input will be split as well, and you know, so forth. But for now, it's very nice, and our quarry runs very quick when it has you know space to put ores and stuff. But we do need to be more power conscious, as you saw earlier. This energy cell did get quite drained, and it does take a minute for it to refill back up. So we may need to revisit our power once again. Well, I believe our power generation will always be an ongoing project of upgrading, unless we get into an overpowered nuclear reactor. But I don't feel too confident with that mod yet, and I don't think I'm going to get into it just yet. And I'm sorry to say, guys, but I think that is the end of today's video. I believe that's pretty much all the progress I've done. What the hell is that? I'm going to go. Hang on one sec. I'll have a look at this. What? What is this? Oh no. Undead swine. Oh my god. Why does everything do so much damage to me? I can't even eat. I don't have carrot juice. I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna run away. I'm running towards it. I'm getting turned around. Okay. With that, guys, I think we're done for the day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Apologies, this one was a little bit... If I can get inside the house. Apologies, this one was a little bit technical. So, I do understand if anyone's struggled following along. Please just let me know in the comments. And I will either try to solve any issues you had in the comments. Or I will cover the topic in the next video and try to go over it in more detail. But anyway, guys... Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
We gonna play now, ready for the show. I'm about to take down, you already know. Get the fuck out of my face now, yeah, you gotta go. Man, I'm on the chase now, leave me on my own. I got a chance to break now.